So in today's video, I'm going to emphasize the use of past papers and pamphlets, but how to use them correctly. So let me begin with stories. So back in 2014, when I was writing my grade 9 examination, I used to use a lot of past papers and pamphlets to study. But one particular event or period really stands out. That was when I was writing my grade 9 final examination. By then, geography was separate. It wasn't social studies, so geography was separate. Now, fortunately, I had a pamphlet. Now, the night before the exam, I was going through this geography pamphlet. Then I was going through the map of Australia. Miraculously, or I don't know how I can put it, in the exam the next morning, a similar map came, and most of the questions were similar to the map that I was looking at the previous night. So that's just one example of how pamphlets are very useful. So another example on past papers is when I was in grade 12. I'll give one example. That's on principles of accounts. So as you know, principles of accounts has two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is multiple choice. Now what I did was in term 3, I would go through a lot of past papers in principles of accounts, and by doing that I was getting myself ready for paper 1 exam, because I knew paper 2 would be a little bit difficult. So by passing paper 1 convincingly, I would be guaranteed good grades. So I'll go through past papers, a lot of past papers. So when the exam came, when writing principles of accounts, most of the questions that came in that paper were either similar or were actually repeated. Those are two examples on the importance of past papers and pamphlets. So now, why should you use past papers and pamphlets? So I'll start with past papers. Past papers basically give you the structure of the exam. One of the most important qualities of a good candidate is to know the structure of each exam. So you know what questions come in section A, section B, section C, and so on. So past papers help you know that. And then the second reason is past papers give you an idea of how questions are asked by the examiners. So they bring out the application of the notes that you study. So you have notes here, then you have questions there. And then pamphlets, on the other hand, are also good because they have summarized notes, and you need summarized notes for you to study effectively. And then two, they have answers to questions. So that's very, very good, because you realize that by using a lot of pamphlets, you end up knowing a lot more things than you would just studying your notes. So that's the importance of using past papers and pamphlets. So once you use them together, then you'll be ready for the exam. So a question was asked, how does one study for the grade 12 exam? So using past papers and pamphlets, this is what you would do. So if I was in grade 12, term 3, this is how I would study. So each time I begin studying, I would get, of course, my notes, whether a textbook or whatever it is. Then I'll jot down the main ideas of that particular topic. And then once I'm done studying that particular topic, I'll go to past papers and pamphlets and look for questions on that particular topic. Then by answering those questions, I'll, one, be able to remember what I was studying, and then two, it will be easy for me to know what types of questions are asked in that particular topic. So that's how you would study in grade 12. Jot down some short notes as you're studying, then immediately you're done studying, refer to past papers and pamphlets for questions and answers on that particular topic. That way you'll be ready for the exam. Alright, so that's my short presentation on the use of past papers and pamphlets. They are very helpful, and they will help you tremendously in your exam. So that's how you use past papers and pamphlets. So study your notes. Immediately you're done studying your notes, refer to past papers and pamphlets for questions on the particular topic that you're studying, and then revise, and revise.